Imagine entering a mirror world where everything is the same, but different. In our world, we have wars over everything from territory and energy to world reserve currency status, which is the real prize for those with insight of the collective. Whoever wins the currency war calls the shots for the new digital system. America doing everything they can not to lose control of the world's reserve currency status, including the speculation that the Americans blew up the pipeline, which everyone knows the American did it, and it did give the dollar temporary life back, but at the cost of millions of lives. But in the mirror world, where perspective is slightly distorted, where the obvious goes unseen, the real prize is global depopulation. The goal agenda of this mirror world is to kill off as many true-blood humans as possible to restart a new patented hybrid race under a digital system from the ground up. After the elimination of the slower class and the permanent alteration of DNA of their offsprings, will grow up in a slave system of owning nothing and being happy. Everyone's history will be completely fabricated in the new system. A major thanks to that goes to mass global migration displacements. You think those statues of racist figures being taken down in the US was progress? No, this is part of the plan in the mirror world. They are completely changing the history of the whole world. Poor people of the future wouldn't believe racism ever existed because everyone would be equal slaves. In the mirror world, humans are constantly distracted by design to lure them into a trap of generational slavery, because the grand prize of both of these realities is total enslavement of the human population, the world's most valuable resource. After we steal the election to shift our puppets around by swapping out the orange one with the old dead one that should have been retired decades ago, we will instruct our clone to heavily push our poison onto the public while simultaneously destroying the country we promised to protect. The public will believe our lies, even knowing it's a lie, because we were successful with our fluoride and tell lies vision programs. Because of these programmings, it makes it difficult for humans to perceive their reality other than disastrous, which would catch them totally unprepared. Case in point, half of the American public knows the election was stolen. We wanted that to be known as another form of distraction and further division. It's pretty much known that those that are aware know that Biden is not the president of the United States. That's why you never see him in the White House, but he's still able to make executive orders and passing bills left and right, and the dumbed down masses can't figure it out. The man's son, with all the evidence against him, is still walking around free. It's all a show. We have the American people exactly where we want them. Do as you're told, question nothing. It had to be done this way to create the illusion that the orange one will be the man to save America. With the many distractions, the humans are unable to formulate that their very existence is at stake and will accept and believe anything our black boxes tells them, to the point where it's too late to make a difference. We will instruct our clones to sell all the American people's resources to other countries, leaving them very vulnerable while profiting at the same time. We would take their security funds and send it to other countries and foreign aid while totally ignoring the problems of the American people. The old one is fooling the public by acting senile.
Mr. President, thank you. At the end of such a momentous event, the word thank you seems kind of inadequate. But for all the millions whose lives will be saved, for the communities where life will be transformed, thank you. So thank you, President Biden, for your...
The Biden clone acting a fool to take the fall for the collapse of America, leaving it weak by depleting their resources and poisoning their military. America is almost ripe for the taking. The Americans are too clueless and afraid to realize that they are being looted publicly because the funds is going straight into the pockets of our politicians and allies in the last great robbery of the American people before total enslavement. When the old system eventually comes down and people are starving and confused, it will be easy cleanup for foreign troops under brainwashing to collect the guns of law-abiding survivors and eliminate anyone who opposed the new system. We will instruct our clone to act as if he's losing it, credited to old age and mental issues.
And I want to thank all of you here for including bipartisan elected officials like Representative Governor, Senator Braun, Senator Booker, Representative Jackie. Are you here? Where's Jackie? I didn't think she was going to be here to help make it.
It's not funny. Folks, Jackie Walorski died in a car crash in August.
So the fall of America will be blamed on an old senile man that was too old to be president in the first place and to take eyes away from us, the real destroyers. Little known to the human population, all our puppet leaders have health issues, including the king, opening doors for the next leaders or leader. Humans, particularly Americans, will be so distracted that they will not even realize that our Biden clone is perfectly coherent when it comes to pushing our agenda.
If you're in a state where hurricanes often strike, like Florida or the Gulf Coast or into Texas, a vital part of preparing for hurricane season is to get vaccinated now. Everything is more complicated if you're not vaccinated and a hurricane or natural disaster hits.
And also when it comes to making threats.
If Russia invades, that means tanks or troops crossing the border of Ukraine again. Then there will be no longer a Nord Stream 2. We will bring an end to it.
How will you do that exactly? Since the project and control of the project is within Germany's control.
We will, I promise you, we'll be able to do it.
Our Russian puppet is already informed to use the sanctions as an excuse to turn off the spigot just before the explosion to prevent any blowbacks or any other environmental issues from our planned explosions. All by design. Making America the most hated country, which we will use to push future agendas. Yes, we have all leaders under our control. Here's a rare footage found of now King Charles giving instructions for his upcoming role.
Alright son, listen up. You remember what I told you? Are you sure this is such a good idea? See, look here. You do as you're told.
Absolutely, sir.
What's that?
Yes, Daddy.
Yeah, I like that. Daddy, yeah, I like that. Come with me, we got some things to discuss. By the way, you're not too attached to the royal title, are you?
Who's the real king?
My lords, gentlemen, this is the most painful occasion on which I shall ever be called upon to address you. My first and melancholy duty is to announce to you the death of my beloved mother, the Queen.
My lords, ladies and gentlemen, it is my most sorrowful duty to announce to you the death of my beloved mother, the Queen.
And I know how deeply you, the nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the great loss that we have all sustained.
I know how deeply you, the entire nation, and I think I may say the whole world, sympathize with me in the irreparable loss we've all suffered.
We will open all borders to create more confusion and chaos when the truth is finally revealed. If we time this right, the human population will be too busy at each other's throat to even notice that they are being rounded up for extermination. Most humans are too oblivious to the fact that starvation to most of them is imminent because of lack of preparation. This would not be possible if it wasn't for the control of the media. They don't notice we're cutting and burning down all their trees, changing the CO2 levels in the air they breathe. We're killing off bugs essential to their survival and replacing them with machines, poisoning their wildlife and their soil to control their food source. We will push our bug meal fear propaganda to push the humans into believing that bugs will be the only thing left to eat. So frightened of that reality, they will never question that vegetarians never had to eat bugs to get their proteins. Before they realize they can grow their own food, we will make the slaves register any garden or farms, which will be restricted. Hunting and fishing and the collection of rainwater will be illegal without proper permission. Hunger will force the remaining survivors to accept our new digital social credit system, where they and their children will be constantly monitored in real time. The Americans will turn in their guns and accept our lab-grown meat with Soylent Green gravy and GMO veggies, and they will love it. And if we are successful, we will round up all the true blood survivors and conform or eliminate them from recreating the original human race. All true bloods must be conformed. Every remaining survivor will be tracked under our digital system, if they want to eat. We will repopulate the planet with our species, but operated and maintained by our patented genetically modified human robots.
Humans are now hackable animals. You can hack them. A good two-way communication system, direct communication system between brains and computers, this is kind of the watershed moment. I mean, once you have a good two-way, nobody has any idea what happens after that. No, I think maybe in a couple of decades when people look back, the thing they will remember from the COVID crisis is this is the moment when everything went digital And if this was the moment when everything became monitored, that we agreed to be surveyed all the time, not just in authoritarian machines, but even in democracies. And maybe most importantly at all, this was the moment when surveillance started going under the skin.
Thanks to our gene splicing efforts, we're able to cut out aggression and their ability to critical thinking and do exactly as told by authorities, which will be passed down throughout their generations thanks to our buddies at Big Pharma. Our new system will be perfect for our new breed of human robots. They will be born not knowing their true history thanks to our efforts to displace human population and covering up and changing the past. We will know each child's lifespans and abilities before they are even born. They will be assigned duties in our new system based on the information of their modified DNA. We will make them believe that owning a home has always been a privilege for the rich, and they, the slaves, are meant to be lifelong renters. They will own nothing and be happy. For them, to achieve the lifestyle of the rich will only be done in the metaverse, another simulation that we will have the keys to. This is where most humans will spend their time and money. The shortened lifespan of our genetically modified humans will prevent any bloodline to accumulate any real wealth that may grant them opportunity to mix blood with our elite class. There will be no need for taxes because the entire planet will be on the blockchain system, but we still may use it as a tool of fear and control. Any defector will be locked out of our system of what they believe is easy living. They will not be able to buy or sell anything because their avatar in our AI system will be deactivated and funds confiscated.
Welcome, natives, and everybody at home watching on the 9. Look what we found hiding in your beautiful neighborhood.
Time to settle!
Eels don't deserve freedom now, do they? No! We won't let them take our jobs and steal our tax money now, will we? Guess what time it is? Time to burn for America again! Wait. Stone, reprint. Yuxi, plus 10 years.
Identity deletion commencing.
Delete his identity!
Travel that money too.
Enjoy your new life as an eel.
And if they decide to pose a problem on the outside, we can simply shatter their DNA using our grid that is already in place, and that will fix that problem. Today we are doing exhausting work keeping the public constantly distracted and believing the conflict is over territory and sanctions while we are slipping a net right under them like fishes in the ocean. In order to achieve our agenda, the public must remain ignorant until it becomes too late for them to make any difference. This is very critical to our success. Fortunately for us, we were successful in our dumbing down program that the dumb ones believe anything our black box tells them. If it wasn't for this fact, this mission would not be possible. Even though we were successful in many areas, we are still at the risk of losing it all. The awakened public are growing at a faster pace than we anticipated. If this keeps up before we reach our goal of depopulation, there will be worldwide riots. We will lose control and be hunted down relentlessly by all humans. We are using every effort to destroy as much of their food supply as possible. This will cause many of them to panic and be too hungry and confused to organize a front. And if things get too out of hand, we will bring in the alien invasion. What happens after that? Nobody knows. We just hope our predictive programming and movies will guide them in the direction that we can control. We will take this planet as our own. End manifesto. Is the mirror world what's really happening now? World leaders working together against the population? You tell me. Now that you have this information, and as more and more time passes, it will become difficult to tell which reality we're living in. Eventually the truth will come out. All you need to know right now is that both of them have the same goal. What are you going to do about it? Thank you for watching, and thank you all so much for your support. I really appreciate it. I'll talk to you real soon. Peace.